Later this model, the wave theory of light, was proposed by another scientist and who's called as a Maxwell. And his theory we call as a electromagnetic theory. We already heard about this Maxwell in our previous chapters. So you can see picture on your screen. There is a vibration of particles in two axes. See, we can see a blue line which is oscillating in one direction, and we can also see a red line which is oscillating in a direction perpendicular to that blue line. So this is nothing but the propagation of electromagnetic wave. So we already know about the electromagnetic waves in the chapter electromagnetic waves. So these electromagnetic waves which consist electric fields and magnetic fields. You can see on that animation there is an electric field which is oscillating, and there is a magnetic field which is also oscillating, but they are in perpendicular directions. So this Maxwell said that light is an electromagnetic wave. See, before the discovery of Maxwell, the concept of an electricity and a magnetism were discussed separately. So this Maxwell did a wonderful job that he actually unified these large domains, which means electricity and magnetism, and he combined into one, and he introduced a very new theory, and he called it as a electromagnetic theory. So that's why this electromagnetic theory, which involves electricity and magnetism. So that is why by unifying this theory, he gave a new theory which is called electromagnetic theory. So this discovery by the Maxwell, which revolutionized the field of science, and in this electromagnetic theory, this Maxwell has developed some mathematical equations. Actually, he has developed 4 mathematical equations, and using these equations he proposed the prediction of the electromagnetic wave. And using these equations, he predicted the existence of electromagnetic wave. And whatever the equations he developed was called as Maxwell's equations, which are very famous equations and which was very important in the development of electromagnetic waves. So using this theory, using this equations, he predicted, he able to say there is a electromagnetic wave. And interesting thing is, he was able to calculate the speed of these electromagnetic waves. He actually unified these electricity and magnetism concepts, and he said that they travel in the form of wave, and he was able to calculate its speed. And very interesting thing was, the speed of that wave was similar to the light. That's why he was able to come to a conclusion that light is also an electromagnetic wave, because the speed of light and the speed of that wave are one and the same. That's why he was able to predict that light is an electromagnetic wave. So this is how Maxwell developed this light theory. And he also said that this electromagnetic wave, which consisting of self-sustaining electric and magnetic fields. And he also said they do not require any medium for the propagation. See, he said that these electromagnetic waves which consist of electric and magnetic fields, and he said they are self-sustaining electric and magnetic fields. What he meant is the electric field will produce as a magnetic field and the magnetic field will produce as the electric field, so that they will travel in a nature. So they don't require any medium for the propagation. They are self-sustaining electric and magnetic fields. That's why he said no medium required for the propagation. See, the prediction by the Maxwell was again a drawback for the Huygens theory. Still, there were some drawbacks in the Maxwell's model, and it was later corrected by some other scientist. And much later of this Maxwell, there was another scientist called Heinrich Hertz, who actually designed a model, and using that model he was able to produce this electromagnetic wave. See, you can see a picture, animation on your screen which was done by Heinrich Hertz, and actually that experiment is called spark discharge. See, you can see a spark in between the two pointed ends. So, and in that experiment he was transferring some energy, it is energy from one point to another, and between these pointed ends it is traveling in the form of a spark. So he said that this information, the data, is transferring in the form of wave. That's why it became a proof for the existence of electromagnetic wave. So that is why his theory, his experiment which supported the Maxwell's theory as well as the Huygens wave theory. Later, after the discovery of this electromagnetic wave, Marconi has really used this for as a practical purpose. We know about G. Marconi, who is the inventor of radio and who designed a device called radio, and he worked and he transmitted data with the help of electromagnetic waves, which is actually a radio, which was actually a radio waves. So that's why Marconi was practically used these electromagnetic waves. So you can also see the picture of Marconi, and he is sitting in front of his device. Also, there was another scientist called Thomas Young. I already told his name, and he done interference experiment, and from that experiment he was able to say that light travels in the straight line. And in the Huygens wave theory, he was not able to say that light travels in the straight line, because it involves a curvy-like structures. So he could not explain it. But from the Young's experiment, it was able to say that light travels in a straight line. He gave a reason for this, that since the wavelength of this electromagnetic wave is very small, it can be assumed that they travel in a straight line. He said that since the wavelength of these waves are very small, it can be said that they can travel in a straight line. So this is how wave theory was developed. How the scientists were trying to say the light has different natures. So still there was a question in the mind of scientists. What is the actual nature of light? Still it became a confusion, and it was later solved by some other scientists like Einstein and Louis de Broglie. And let us discuss about those theories in a later chapters. So this is about how theory of light was developed.